Sweet.
Okay. Hello, my name is Jenna Cummings, and my 2010 project was to create an app using App Inventor 2. This started off with Swift, hence my name, Swift to Inventor, an app creating journey. Okay. What inspired me? I was inspired by seeing other people, young people especially, take up technology, because even in this age of iPhones, devices, not many young people know how to code. I also often, nearly every year, watch WWDC, which is the Apple Developer Conference, and I love seeing the new apps and programs that they made. And just by technology itself, I love Apple as a company, and I love seeing many people create things. I love that there's both logical and creative sides of technology and creating apps. So where did I start? I started with Swift, which is the Apple programming language, with Xcode, which is their IDE, which is where you make their apps. What challenges did I encounter with Swift? So I started with courses on a program called Udemy. And so this was very expensive and time consuming. And it mostly taught math sides of the language and how to do things like you would by hand, but easier, instead of making actual interfaces. And most of all, it was very hard and it was more for experienced programmers. How do I make it easier? My sister was taking a programming course, and she used MIT App Inventor for Android. And this was mostly for students, and it used block-based programming to connect blocks and make an app. So I decided to change my language to that. What challenges did I encounter with App Inventor 2? So first of all, I didn't really know how to start. And so I took a course here at the school with my sister's teacher who taught her how to code. And then I also decided to make a productivity app because I use many of those when I use apps on my iPhone. And another problem was it was very slow and hard. It was very slow and hard to make an app that would work well and not be buggy. And another thing is that toggling on and off is basically when you hit a button, then hit it again, and it will switch back and forth. That was not an option on App Inventor 2. So what I did is if it's a long press, then you turn it off. And I had to find a way to test it. But luckily that got solved because my sister, for her birthday, got an Android tablet. So I used that to test. And text was very hard to use in this program. So I just worked through that and found ways to get around. What kind of app did I make? So I made a productivity app called It's Done, and here is a screenshot of it in the App Inventor 2. And what you do basically is there's 10 different slots for items that you can have on your checklist. And once you can mark them as important with these little mark buttons at the side, and check them as done, clear them, and see items that you've already done. This is mostly for students as well. And how successful is that? Can I download it? Last time I checked, it was at 2 likes and 29 downloads, and I'm pretty happy with that. That means around 30 people have gone to use this app for their own successes. And if you download the AI2 app on any Android device, you can search It's Done by the user 21 Pilots and download it. What lessons did I learn? Firstly, I'm doing up. Okay, what lessons did I learn? I learned you have to begin somewhere because you're never going to get anywhere if you don't start. And you can always take the easy way and the hard way, and sometimes the easy way pays off, even though it's thought that the hard way sometimes does. That's better because the easy way, you can always go back and make it better. And just Another thing is to take any idea you have and slowly make it better. Thanks for watching my training track presentation. Oh, that's the wrong one. Okay, I'll share it.
Want to share it? How about join in CC?
Yay! Yay! Oh, Cece and Joanna. Woo! Yay! Yay! Yay!
So down, if you want to go down to the bottom, you'll just have to stay there and then you'll click a button just to click over every time. Right here. And then that kind of weird looking silver button, if you click it, it advances. So we'll just keep this. You want to go back? Okay.
Hi, I'm Cece.
And I'm Joanna.
Our project for 2010 is called 1,000 Cranes to Grant a Wish. It is where we donated 1,000 cranes to the Tom Baker Cancer Center.
According to a Japanese legend, folding 1,000 paper crayons can symbolize hope and you will be granted a wish. Several patients with disabilities, leukemia, and cancer often lose hope in life, but we want them to believe in life and have full of opportunities, just like people who live normal lives every single day. We hope that everyone who sees this display can live a life as colored and patterned as these beautiful 1,000 paper cranes.
The process started with the folding of the cranes, and then we strung them 10 to a string. The final step had us delivering the cranes to the center and having them hung.
We gained lots of experience from the project. First, we communicated with professionals from the Tom Baker Cancer Center, mainly the Senior Communications Advisor, Christine Bernard. As well, we persevered from completing the cranes every day, whether it was folding or hanging or stringing, and demonstrated punctuality for meeting the deadlines and deliverable dates we had set for ourselves.
Adjustments helped our project change and evolve. We completed the cranes quicker than we had planned, and our deliverable days were changed to earlier days. We also changed the amount of cranes per string from 20 to 10. We didn't have any major roadblocks, but it was still a great experience.
For donating, Mrs. Hellman had recommended to us the idea of writing the names of loved ones diagnosed with cancer onto the cranes for a $1 donation each. It was a great idea, but we never did any actual planning for setting up a stand to sell them. But if we got another chance to do this project again, we definitely would have adopted this idea better and tried to establish it into a project.
This is what our final project looks like. It was unfortunately taken down by the TVCC reception, but the patients and staff have sent in several compliments and chosen to keep the strings as a memory.
This is a picture of what the Tom Baker Cancer Center looks like. It was established in 1981, and last year they treated over 14,000 cancer patients. It is Southern Alberta's own tertiary cancer center and a leader in cancer research in all of Canada. Currently, they're performing an innovative breast cancer treatment that involves the implant of radioactive seeds to reduce side effects. The great opportunities and treatments of the center was what inspired and motivated us to keep going on the project and donate the cranes to the Tom Baker Cancer Center.
On April 14th, We went to the Cancer Center for the second time after delivering the prints and took pictures for the TVCC newsletter and website. On the same day, we also met Kristen Bernard, whom we had communicated with in the past few months. Here are some pictures as well as a photo with the TVCC director.
Thank you for listening.
So down to advance.
So my name is Anastasia, and for my 20-time project, I made a blog where I post healthy recipes that I find.
Side click.
Okay. So I don't actually create the recipes by myself, but I find the recipes from the internet or from cooking books that I have.
See the thing on the side.
So at first, I was really worried about this project. I wanted to do something fun and helpful, but I have a lot of out-of-school activities, and I didn't want to do anything that would take up a lot of my time. So when we first started discussing the project, I had no idea what I was going to do. I overheard Ms. Hellman say something as we were bouncing ideas off of each other, and I started to form an idea. So I thought that I would make an Instagram account and I would post recipes, and I had an old Instagram account that I could use and completely remake it for my project. So what we were supposed to do was put together something called a proposal, and this listed all of the stuff that we needed to do for the project and prepare for it. And it was good that we spent the time to go through what we really needed to do, because it was good to go through all of the details of what it was supposed to look like. So my original idea was to create a YouTube channel to instruct people on how to make the recipes. So I didn't do this because it would have been really lengthy, and I'm not really good with video editing programs, and it would have taken a lot of time and effort, which I just didn't have. So another idea that I had, which I actually did do at first, was to make an Instagram account where I would put the pictures of the recipes and add links to the blog. So I put an end to this because it wasn't really doing anything for my project. It wasn't really helping at all. So I have now 6 recipes on my blog, and I have had over 100 views on the blog. And I didn't really do a big influential project, but it was still fun to do, and I enjoyed doing a project that didn't take a lot of time. I didn't have very many roadblocks, other than just getting things done on time and completing all of my deliverables. But yeah, so it's the blog link right there.
HealthyCookingWithMe.com. No. .blogspot. You don't have a presentation share.
Oh, you want me to share it now?
Yeah, please. So, Liam and Waleed, is your presentation shared with you?
No, I haven't found mine.
Can you put it into Classroom?
Do you want them to
Okay.
I'm sorry, I took number
Do I have
8.
yours?
Cover number 8 is.
That's me. Yeah. Want to go next?
No, not really.
We're going to pause for a moment and while we wait for presentation to be loaded. Put it back together.
What, where's the pen? Oh my god, I can go up there and just.
Ow! Got it. Hey, Liam and Waleed.
Let's do this together.
Okay.
more cards, just go once so that.
Yeah, it's not gonna be big. You guys know how to use the clicker?
Um,
On the side, there's a black thing, just click down, you have to be very light with your touch.
okay.
Try it. Down to advance, up to go back. No, you don't have to press anything on there.
Oh.
Just use your thumb on the side, down to advance, up to go back.
Alright.
Okay. Hello, my name is Leo. This is Waleed, and here's our project, Music for Poverty.
We're fans of EDM music, and many others are HR. We have producers such as Spinnin' Records, Homophobic Mancat, UKF, and
My producers are actually record labels. So our goal for this project was to raise awareness for poverty victims around the world. Behind me is a graph which represents the percentage of Canadian families low on income. Some facts about poverty: 1 in 7 Canadians are affected by it. People with disabilities, both mental and physical, are twice as likely to be affected by it. Obviously, these are severe mental disabilities, not very minor ones.
We did this using GarageBand, which is a free program that comes with the MacBook. It's not too complex, but
But it's hard at first. So some challenges we encountered during this project were a lot, really. Starting with sound synchronization. So if one sound didn't fit with all the others, it was offbeat and was very imperfect. Sound alikeness. So we had to find sounds that either sound alike or sounded just good together. That was very hard considering that GarageBand has a wide variety of sounds, which is a both good thing and a bad thing. Loops and loop synchronization. So when you loop in GarageBand, you basically repeat a sound until a certain point in time. And it was sort of hard to sync up those as well. But the hardest challenge of all was actually learning how to use GarageBand, since this is the first time using it. And it was very complex at first, but after a couple of YouTube videos, we figured it out.
We learned a few lessons during this project, including not to give up. Many times through the project, it became pretty frustrating. Our work got deleted, and we encountered other problems.
So what kept us going with this project? Well, the thought of people suffering through poverty daily and also not having what we have sort of just gave us the motivation to keep going. We have shelter, a good school to go to, fresh food and water, and many people suffering with poverty don't have that. And I'm going to play you a clip of our song. Oh, come on. Okay, that's it.
All right, Ellen. Know how to use the clicker?
I don't know.
So you see the little black dial on the side of the clicker?
Yeah.
My mom's not here. Just try it.
Oh,
Okay, and up to go back.
right, okay.
Okay, so when you're ready,
Okay. I'm ready. Okay. Hi, my name is Ellen, and this is my journey through this school year with my 2010 project. Throughout this year, our class has been working on the huge 2010 project to help people around the world or raise awareness. When I first heard this project, I was so excited and I had so many ideas stored in my head. After a lot of thinking, I decided on one of the bigger ones. For my project, I want to help dogs and their owners by donating a lot of homemade dog food to local shelters to raise awareness on dog health and dog nutrition. Unfortunately, I didn't realize that this was too much to handle and that I didn't have much time due to my really busy schedule. As a result, I spent the whole school year doing research instead. It was almost the end of the year and I had nothing to do. At that time, I was extremely busy with extracurricular activities and had no time to work on many things I did at school, like the 2010 project. As a result, I had a tiny bit of stress and almost gave up. My parents suggested I talk to somebody because they were worried. So I talked to teachers, counselors, and countless friends until finally one of my great friends gave me an idea. He told me that I unknowingly finished my project without the dog food part. I just needed to make it happen. Confused, I asked him what he meant, and he said something like this. Ellen, you know how you researched a lot on dogs and their health all year? Well, can't you just use all that research to do something easier but still influence dog owners? Once I went back home, I thought it through until I finally came up with a simple idea. I could find dog owners that I already knew and convince them to take many surveys with different questions about taking a new puppy home, what it takes to take care of a puppy, diseases, etc. Using my research on things a new dog owner needs, I made several surveys that would raise awareness on dog health and living. Here's an example. As you can see, well, it's not the full thing because I didn't have much space. So these are some questions that I used for the dog surveys. And this part, it can not only help me gain information, but can also teach people stuff. Not only would these surveys help dog owners understand, but also expand my knowledge on topics that I already understand. With this new project, a great burden was lifted from my shoulders. I had to postpone an extracurricular exam. However, now I'm back to normal and finally able to focus a lot more on my school projects and assignments. I finally learned not to overachieve things that are unachievable, as well as not leave things to do last minute.
Great job.
Oh, really? Don't worry, I won't do that. It's only 3 pounds.
Do you know how to use clicker? Up to go back.
1/3 of the.
No, it's like
Go.
10%. Okay, our last presentation today by Jules.
Okay, so my project was Playtime Palace. I took time out of my busy schedule to play with kids from the ages of
2 to 5 to raise awareness for fun and young living. So when my 20 Time project was active, I had a live and working Instagram account. It was at Playtime Pals. I also still have a live blog, but it also has my other things from my English class. Okay, so I am Jules Zarko, and I did this project because I love to play with kids. My 20 Time project is to raise awareness for fun, young kids, and daycares around Calgary. My journey. Whenever I can, I try and find the time to go to Bow Valley Child Care Center, or BVCCC, and I want to raise awareness for daycares and during this recession, but we are losing lots of kids, but also the waiting list is getting more kids in. So, some challenges and roadblocks. I have trouble trying to find the time to go to the daycare in between school and sports, as well as like my other extracurricular activities. There weren't really many roadblocks along the way, and it was just kind of a fun way for me to get to do what I loved. So, motivations and setbacks. I got to see what it was like and different things and the inside scoop on the profession. I've always wanted to be a teacher and love playing with different kids and working with them. So, Bow Valley Child Care Center. A little bit of background information on the daycare is like the executive director is Tanya Zarko. At the daycare, we have bulletin boards that show the different things that they do and how they learn and how they grow. The teachers only use technology for a few things, such as writing "Today We Did" and playing music at nap time. So my mom, Tanya Zarko, has been the same owner ever since 1986. She's provided me with a brilliant opportunity to work with these kids and provide me with this experience. So we're in Calgary, of course. So my mom has had this daycare since she started the profession, and it has been pretty much her job, and she loves it. So there's 7 classes, 25 teachers, and 100% total success. Physical literacy, creative expression, and developmental screening are some of the things they work on at Bow Valley Child Care. So teachers are in charge of making fun, brain-working activities that help the kids grow and develop. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Guess which author is the kids' favorite? Yes, Dr. Seuss. Fun rhyming, interesting stories are just a couple of things that they have fun with. Creative and working on the arts are things that the kids do on a day-to-day life. It helps expand their learning horizon. There are also a few things that are newer about the daycare, but that also comes with some things that are a little older and that have been there for a while, but that also creates a nice and unique look. So if you have any questions, you can find me at jzarko@rundlecollege.ca or juleselablogspot.blog.blogspot.ca. So thank you to my sister for helping me with the photos in Bow Valley Child Care. Thank you for listening.